Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 4 of a Newbie's Life series. A series where I'm taking this guy from level 1 to hopefully probably, I might actually stop the series around the marker for Blade because, yeah, at that point I'm gonna kinda need a healer if I don't need one already. So, I'm either gonna tweak it around that point or fully just write it off. I don't know yet. I don't know what the future holds. I'm just kind of giving ideas. Anyway, where we stopped at last time was trying to get the Bridge to Terabithia quest done, and yeah, that went well. Um, and by that I mean I got bodied. Um, but today it looks like the goal is going to be to do this Magic Mushrooms quest and just get some more leveling done where and when I can. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm also going to be flying solo for this because my usual co-host is going to be busy for the next couple days. So, yeah. Also, what I might try to do that way I'm not trying to that way I'm not just uh having him on like all the time. What I'm gonna try to do, maybe, is try to get him on every other episode because why not? I also want to kind of get used to more recording these by myself because yeah, I can't always rely on him being free or our schedules to you know overlap with each other because little fun fact, after we got done with that recording session yesterday, or not yesterday, 3 days ago, he didn't go to bed till 2 in the morning, or about 2 in the morning, and he had to be up at work at 5, so felt kind of bad. Also, really, they even gave the giant Mushpang an AoE? I mean, you know what, it's been so long since I've actually taken a new character through this, like, without my, RM to back it up, that I genuinely have forgotten what this is like. This is the right one, yeah? I honestly, oh crap. Mm, almost didn't catch that. Um, yeah, that is right, isn't it? From a Lord Mushpang. Oh, my lord. I, okay, I'll be real. The last time I did this, the Lord Mushpang and Lord Dimian did not exist. Well, the Lord Dimian did. I do remember that one. This guy, not so much. Yeah, this is my first time ever encountering this thing. Why did they put it all the way over here? That doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. You know, though, thinking about it, uh... a lot of things about this game don't necessarily make a heck of a lot of sense. I mean, I guess what they were going for was isolate both the giant and the lord. That way, people wouldn't just farm the giant. But it's level 6, so why would they do that in the first place? Okay. Also, I think when I... Ooh, oh, well, I'm just gonna eat them. I don't care anymore. There we go. Florus fungi. I know it's fungi, but... Eh. Let's see here. So, actually, how many of these do I have to... about 1,200. Never mind. I was about to say, I guess I could try to farm a title, like, on... on I guess on my own sometime, but I really don't care that much. What are you? I'm assuming that's a dungeon boss. Probably. Sada. Tell me. What do you have to offer me? Okay, new quest. Fun with fungi. Okay. March. What? All I did was press shift. I've been playing a lot of Wuthering Waves lately. Unless I'm not sure that's the name you how you. Bleh. I am not sure that's the word, like that's what it's called. But I was literally trying to like press shift to sprint, and I'm just like, oh no, this game don't do that. Let's see, any more quests to do, or is it back off to the go off to fight the it's about to say Nyangs. No, we're gonna go fight the Bangs instead, I think. Yeah, I think that'll be the play here. Also, I do want to take a second real quick because of course I do. Just to kind of I keep mentioning like, oh, I've got this, RM support and everything, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this up. So, just a real quick thing, just an aside. Welcome to, uh, my dear old Phoenix over here. Currently working on getting this maxed out, but this is full support, so I'm only worried about getting the buffs up and everything. Because after I get done with that, I'll start putting points into Holy Guard. That way I can probably go back to Plague My Knight at some point. But other than that, yeah. I'm not using him for this, just wanted to kind of give a little bit of backstory to what in the you know, world I am talking about when I say I could do this a different way, but it would defeat the whole point of the series. So, bye bye, Phoenix. I'll hopefully use you at some point in the foreseeable future. It's just that day is not today. Cool. So now that that's done, we're off to go throw hands with the local bangs. Hmm. Man, I could tell so many stories of my time in this game over the years. Oh man. This silly little world meant so much to me as a kid. How many days and school nights did I spend just up to like 2 or 3 in the morning because I genuinely didn't care much for schoolwork back in the day. Oh, like I used to have back then the game used to be so different. You used to have to cast your skills repeatedly to level them for starters. Um you couldn't you if you tried the multi-client, especially giving the level of technology back then, you had to have something that was insanely expensive to even have the chance. Nowadays, I could open up people open up 8 or 9 different tabs and they create a whole, they fill their own entire party list up. Which I would do that, but I really don't want to log in 8 separate emails worth of accounts to this game all at the same time, especially if I'm not really gonna if I don't care that much. Like, I play this game extremely casually, and I'll admit it, because I've been playing FlyFF Universe for at least 2 years now. I think I want to say it's closer to the actual 3 that it's been up, but I didn't know about it until I randomly saw it on a YouTube ad back in January of, I want to say 2023, but I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't say for sure because I don't really know. Anyway, where are the bangs? What level are they? Really? Okay. Uh anyway, to kind of get back to this, it's like my highest level character is I'll just show them off. 67 BP, 84 Ranger, 78 Knight, 73 Elementer, and my bank character. Yeah. Um, Rin is my highest, and Maven comes in at second place. He's 78, she's 84. Yeah, like I said. And you would think somebody that's been playing this game for that long would have more to show for it, but eh. This is a game that takes me back to when I was a kid. I say kid, but I was in high school, but point stands. Back to a simpler time when the only worries I had in my head were playing this game and writing for a role-playing forum that no longer exists. Like, that's the history I have with this game. And it's a great thing, nostalgia, but I guess it's kind of like why I'm on with this series. I'm just kind of like taking it easy because it's like I don't really want anyone to get the idea that I'm trying to come off as like some air of superiority. I'm mainly recording this as kind of like more of a segue into other things I intend to do. Like, for example, I think the more keen-eyed of people who may have watched when I brought up my second tab saw that I had the Pokemon Unbound decks up there, and I would actually like to record a playthrough of that as something a bit more, I guess you could say, serious in terms of like gameplay. But I don't know. I'm just happy that, this little series, which is just kind of more, well, like casual, is actually seeing some love. I really did not expect to even get 10 views on this, let alone the average of 50 and higher that all of them. Who are you? Anyway. Ah. And that right there is why I'm not going to care to participate in the event unless I'm like leveling my ranger, but I don't think I'm going to because the last time I played this game was when I last recorded a video, so 3 days ago. Anyway, but yeah, I'm genuinely surprised that there are this many people that do care about this game because it shows me that there's more to the player base in this game than just, a whole bunch of empty servers and the FWC. Which, by the way, I want to tell a funny story. Because this is something that got me, um, it both riled me up and just made me laugh. So I was trying to get a new set, which is the level 60 female magician set. If anyone is curious, I was trying to get that for my Elementor, right? So I had a couple of server shouts I got from an event. It was either an event or an event box or don't quote me on this. I couldn't tell you, but like it was either that or from like one of these roulette thingies. Um, so I used it to put a message, ask for a message out to the server to see if anyone actually had pieces of the set that I hadn't already bought from player shops. And some guy out of nowhere messages me asking me why I'm not playing on the FWC server. And I'm just like, okay, it doesn't really interest me. Because it doesn't. I think the FWC should be more incorporated with the actual servers in this game as to not dilute the already suffering player base on some of these servers. Um, but yeah, I told him that, and it's just like, oh, it's an accelerated EXP rate, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, dude, I was as polite as I could be about it. I didn't hop down the guy's throat or anything, but every part of me just wanted to just stop him right there and be like, do you have what I'm looking for, or are you just trying to shield the FWC like you're like one of this game's GMs or something? No, he didn't have my items. He genuinely decided to message me, a random player, out of nowhere to try to convince me to go into the, event server, and I'm just like, uh, okay. Wouldn't be the first oddball incident I've had with this game, though, being honest. Um, they've changed the party system from what I'm used to. That's another story. So, for example, these days, if you wanted to, you can search up parties. Um, like so, and you can just join random ones, so on and so forth. You can do that. Uh, so I didn't know that when I first started playing this, you know, all those years ago. So I was leveling up Phoenix, my RM, and was also on my BP at the time. And some random person just joins the party out of nowhere and decides to come over to where I'm leveling at, and I'm just so they could get a P level, and I'm like, no. Like, I've learned how privacy settings and whatnot work, and yes, I know, but it gets fuller parties get more EXP. Like, oh, I could demonstrate, but I don't care that much. Long story short, more people you have in your party, especially more of them grouped around one person, the better EXP for them, and so on and so forth. I don't really grind for EXP. I grind more for drops, as I think I mentioned in a previous episode. So I wasn't really like aiming for that. So what had happened was I booted the dude out of the party and then did some digging around and figured out, that you could set your parties to private or whatnot. So anyway, dude comes around with a higher level character and starts just like talking all sorts of smack, and I'm just like, okay, I don't care that you're upset. I did not want to level you because I don't know you and I don't care. And I just thought it was funny because I'm like, it was at that moment genuinely that I realized I'm not playing the same game that I remember anymore. It was an interesting wake up call. I actually would love to hear more gameplay stories from other people that have played this. Hopefully, some that aren't as I was about to say stupid, but like some more like heartwarming stories. Like I'm one of those people. If this series isn't anything to go by, or just in general, I'm somebody that usually plays even online games pretty much solo. So I don't really. It wasn't that. When I first played this game all those years ago. No, 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 no. It was nothing like that. I was a part of like every party that existed, and my poor RM was getting swamped with what used to be called perm requests from everybody back in the day because I was a kid in high school, so I had time to actually sit down and spam skills. So my RM's buffs back then were on the higher end. I felt important, and it was nice, but those days have long since passed. The RM, thankfully, with the redo, like when them redoing the servers and stuff, I was able to actually reclaim that same name I had back then. But other than that, I don't really care. And since they did the skill point system, it doesn't really matter either. But yeah, that is the story of me and my and the little bit of history with this game. Also, 82%. Good news is we should be level uh 18 before too long. Do I get any decent skills? No. Let's see. Am I getting power weapon? Power weapon isn't. See, okay. I want to talk about something about this game that is kind of like a hook in the craw for me. When you level up higher and you get your like account established, um, you can. It's nowhere near as bad, but trying to get like upgrading your gear for newer players is, I'm not going to say impossible, but it is not something I could genuinely recommend because your money needs to be put into other things. For example, at level 20, you get the ability to fly, right? You want to save the... Because the Ignis board back in the day, from back in, like, the old, like, when this game used to have its own launcher kind of days, it was 200k. I think now it's, like, 2 million or something, which is insane. So yeah, like, newer players, need to... Ooh, I will take that, actually. Uh, so newer players will want to, um, definitely, save up more for stuff like that because a faster board will help you get around a lot faster. You also have to, for certain classes, you have to buy, uh, like your healing items, your FP potions, your MP potions, and one major thing that can kill anyone's enjoyment of this game relatively quickly is never having enough money to do the basic things this game wants you to do. I guess that's another part of this series that I want to highlight is what it's like for a new player to go through this. And, like, it's not a guide, but it's just more like, hey, this is how I do things, and it gets the job done. Like, I would recommend the first class you make being either a mercenary, or, actually, no, build poster, a BP, that as I've called it earlier today. That would be the class I would recommend because it has plenty of survivability, it has its own buffs, it has it has so much more that sets it apart as a leveling as a newbie friendly class than others. You could also go for the full support ringmaster as well, because with the addition of Moonbeam in this game, you're not stuck leveling requiring other people to help you level. The caveat to that is that that very skill is what a lot of people who use bots in this game will use to level. So if you go that route leveling, you're going to end up having to do a lot of captchas. How do I know this? That's how I got my RM to 60. It was not fun because it really is uh it's hard to deal with when, especially, like, my RM was fine because it was just it's a 1v1, not a, AoE ability, so it's not as bad. My knight also gets hit with the captchas because I'm constantly spamming C, which is this little like action bar down here. What I like to do is I put two skills down here, just like I play the way I played back in 2005 or 2006, whatever. Like, I play as I did back then. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So that being said, um, this game will flag you with captchas if you press a lot of buttons. And this game has also suffered from the same problem that it suffered with for all these years. And that problem is a lot of skills and such won't take. Do I have any the quests there yet? Nope. Um, so a lot of skills, if you're going to be using a lot of them back to back, you the buffering, you could try to buffer the inputs if you want, but it almost never takes well, especially if you've got a lot going on. So for my knight, I will, when I gather my little group of mobs, I will start, and I'm ready to actually, deal with them, I'll start spamming C. Because if I just try to hit it, play it like I would, say, example, Final Fantasy 14, it ain't gonna work. It's a problem this game has had since its inception, and it is what it is. So I have to, like, constantly just spam the button. Well, that flags the game's, anti-cheat, or whatever the hell you want to call it. That says, oh, hey, we need to figure out if you're not a bot because you've pressed this button this many times in this amount of time. It's like, okay, but it is what it is. So the problem with it is the game cannot differentiate between you being in the middle of a mob pull or not. So what often happens, at least for me, is this. I will be half done with a mob pull, getting, having these enemies chew on my backside like it's the last thing they're ever gonna do, or I'm ever going to do. And that's fine, except this captcha will pop up right here in the. I don't know if y'all can see the cursor, but it'll pop up right in the middle of the screen. You can still press your buttons, like you can still use your skills and everything, but if you don't know that, it's probably going to end up, with you dead a time or two at least. Because not only do you, because after a while, it'll hit you first with the standard, just click the button and it'll go away. But if you end up triggering it two or three times in sometimes a day or a couple of days, it'll start having you do those stupid image recognition things. And, yeah, It's very intrusive, and one of the reasons why I stopped playing my knight altogether. The other reason being, I kind of that's a class that kind of needs a healer. I can AoE pretty effectively without one, but it's a little too stressful. Like, I'm not even gonna crack a joke. It's a little too stressful for me. Really? I found two of the exact same drop? I mean, I'll take it, but I guess I'll just favorite you then. By the way, if you favorite something, for those who may not know, you favorite things so they don't end up in the shop sell list when you go to quick sell. That's the only reason why I'm marking them as such. But yeah. I don't know. Like, I have no idea what my goal is with this series overall, aside from get to Blade. Just to kind of, like, get back into some, talking about something. I don't know what my goal would be. I would like to have somebody, um, here that I could, like, game with. If for nothing more than it makes for better banter. Because the only thing I can really do on my own is just, you know, tell stories like I'm some either grizzled or old war vet or just an ancient fossil, which, well, I'm in my 30s, so according to some people, definitely the latter. You know, that old story of, back in my day, we didn't have these, you know, fangled skill button, or, skill trees where you put points in it and shit. We had to we had to, we, hold on, I'm sorry. My brain just thought of a joke. Hold on. We had to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and cast skills to level them. You new age millennials have it so easy. Oh god. What's sad is I can actually picture a conversation a conversation I would have with somebody that where that would be said unironically. Uh um but yeah, so I will say, as I guess just to kind of just talk about it though, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna stick with this series until I make it to Blade, which means this is probably gonna be a 30, 40 episode series, which is going to end up being more podcast than anything, apparently. Um, but that's fine. I'm hoping by the time I reach that, I'll have some other either series or game or idea in mind, and hopefully I can get someone to show me how to use, or I'll pick up a video editing software like program somewhere and tinker with it, because I do have Audacity. I used to stream and I used to actually do stuff like this on the regular, so I do have a little bit of know-how still tucked away in my brain. And I also know how to handle most tech issues that arise at OBS because, yeah, that's like Streamer 101. If you want to stream, figure out that program and pray. Some people use, like, an Elgato Stream Deck, which I don't have. I've got the, oh, what's it called? I forget. The Elgato HD60S or something. The capture card for consoles. I have that. Which means I could technically do, old game streams from various consoles throughout the generations if I really wanted to. I don't know. I, I have ideas. I have no idea. I just don't want to make a whole lot of promises and sit there and say, oh, hey, this channel's going to have so much content. I'm such an energetic person. I'm, you know, let's do this, chat. I'm not that dude. Even when I was actively streaming, I was not that guy. Like, we would hang out, play Jackbox occasionally. It would be, ooh, two pieces of the armor set now. Hell yeah. Um, like I'd hang out, play Jackbox with with the my viewers sometimes, and I would I think I did a stream playthrough of Chrono Cross, did a little bit of Persona, I think. Even had some Gran Turismo streams back in the day. I play a little bit of everything. Heck, actually, this channel used to play host to a Dot Hack Last Recode stream I did. Or not stream, but like recording session I wanted to start, like a let's play. But my initial couple of videos randomly got copyright stricken by Bandai Namco, so I put it down. Oh no. Oh no. What's happening? Okay, what's happening? Hello? Are we good? Uh what um what I was literally about to be like, okay, so was it is the recording still good? Like I'm actually streaming. No, I'm not. That was really okay. Okay. What is happening? What what Hello? Oh, I What is happening? Yeah, you kind of had that one coming, Chief. What? Let's try this again. Okay. Are are we good? Are we good? Okay. That's a couple of them. Okay. Okay. Anyway, um, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm gonna be focusing on this. I'm doing it like for a multitude of reasons, and I'm just glad that you know at least for whatever reason there are people that want to stick around and watch. It's nice. Ooh, was that 16% increased mental strike damage? That's not bad. That's actually really good. Yeah. Okay, sure. I'll keep that on hand too, because the only other class I won't have made aside from Blade, or I don't have made aside from Blade, is Sidekeeper. Uh that's I'll keep that actually. Yeah. Funny how things work out sometimes. Okay, so that's fine. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. What I'd said. Oh, I guess more of like ideas for the channel. I'm doing this more for just me. I'm just glad people want to watch, and those who have dropped the videos, likes, those who have subscribed. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Mm, alrighty. I did not think they would actually bother to come back. Um, yeah. Anyway, it's I'm not expecting a lot from this. From this, I'm really not. I would just rather have put it forward and say that I actually gave it tried instead of just let things exist. Because I've had this YouTube channel. If I think if you look at the like channel found date, it was like 5, 7 years ago. Like there was a time where I had big plans for this channel, and well, that went south. But I want to kind of salvage something out of it, so that's one of the reasons why I'm recording this. But if I've learned anything from my content creation past, it is. And one thing I would tell anybody if they ever decide to do the same is work within your means. Don't force yourself to do what you more than you feel that you're capable of. Yes, push yourself, but one of the biggest problems I had with it, aside from the story I've told probably last episode, is this. Um, I kept really just. I would stream like every single day. I would really put forth, like, almost spend every waking moment into, trying to find ways to better the channel, getting commissions for emotes, so on and so forth. In fact, this channel icon is actually one of my old commissioned emotes from back when I used to stream on Twitch. The channel still exists, I just don't use it. But yeah, that's actually the story behind um the profile picture for this channel. Is That's what it was. I don't even know. I don't remember who I commissioned for it either, so I couldn't even reach out to them to get have more of the same. But long story short, I sunk a lot of time, energy, and money into this, and did it get me anywhere? Not really. And back then I was so wrapped up in the idea of success that it kind of became something I obsessed over, and I can go ahead and tell you this from experience, that that was the worst thing. The worst thing. But I like how I'm wanting to say in my defense, but that's not true. I had a buddy of mine. I still talk to her to this day. She really pushed for me to, you know, try like stream in the first place, and I got mad about it for a while after I gave it up, thinking that I just wasted my time on something that wasn't my idea. But she sees something in me that I just can't see myself, and I appreciate, like, hindsight being 2020. I have said this to her, so there's no worries about that. But I appreciate her for it because I don't really have a lot of self confidence in areas like this. I don't think I'm entertaining. I don't think, I could ever make anything that's that interesting because a lot of where my quote unquote talent lies is in the written word. I write a lot. And I have, heck, even, you won't see it in this recording, but like on my little taskbar down here, I have Notepad open with a short story that I was working on shortly before recording this video. Like I have a finished, have a novel I finished writing. Words are hard. I have a novel I finished. I'm working on a second one, and I'll write short stories whenever I just feel froggy. Which I think I've got 4 that are unfinished, and 30 to 40 that are finished. So I write a lot. It is definitely something I would consider a passion of mine. I've just never thought of. Well, that's not true. I used to have a DeviantArt page. Alright, make your jokes. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this now. If anyone hears this, make your jokes if you want. I get it. I left that site for a reason, and most of it was bots. But yeah, no, that site is every as bit as it's worthy of the jokes it gets. That's all I'll say. But I used to post my work there, and yeah, I did not. I actually saw a decent bit of success, and by that I mean I got a daily deviation. If anyone knows what that is, not once, but twice, for my some of my poetry. Oh, don't even get me started on poetry. Whoo, boy, I think poetry I've got 400, 500 plus I've written over the years. And what's funny is somebody could ask me, it's like, so have you ever thought about publishing it? Yes, if you actually look at the link I have on this channel, it is actually a link to the book that I published. Um, and I've said it before in an episode, but I'll say it again. The only reason why I haven't bothered to uh go through the process more like any more than I have, or again, that's the word. The word I'm looking for is again. Um, it's just because with as time consuming as it is and everything, it's just like for me to do a book of poetry which consists of just 30 poems and not a whole lot of flair in terms of visual design or whatever. Um, I was working on that to get it into a publishable state for 3 straight weeks. because there are a lot of rules you've got to follow in terms of like book covers and spacings on a page and all this other stuff. Like there's a lot. There's a lot to it. Am I glad that I did it? Yes, because it was something I can scratch off my bucket list and something I feel that I accomplished both as a person and as a writer. And you know, if I could give some advice to the planet just to say this, pursue your passions. You don't necessarily have to worry about making any money off of it because that book hasn't even sold enough to make the money back for the freaking cover I had commissioned. I think all in all, for how many years that book has been up for sale, I think I've made a total of like $5 in the royalties off of it. So, but I do it because I love. I published it because I wanted people to kind of know me in a way that I could never say out loud. That's why I published it, and to an extent, just to say I did. Because I don't know. I'm so awkward talking like this. Y'all can hear it, and trust me, it bothers me probably a heck of a lot more than it does anyone else. I can tell you that for sure. Uh, is there? Nope. I still haven't unlocked the quest this morning yet. Anyway, yeah. Like, I don't write for fame or fortune. I don't continue to hone my craft because it's something I've ever thought of making a career out of. I would love to, don't get me wrong, but I don't really feel confident enough to share it with the world unless it's under pure... How do you say it? I know the word is anonymous, but is it an anonymity, or is it just like or it's something else? Don't know. Weird tangent. Anyhay. Until I'm getting tired. I am recording this at 1 at I did start recording this at midnight to 1 in the morning my time. So yeah, brain's kind of fried. But yeah, I write because I'm passionate about it. And that passion, if it leads somewhere down the road to something I could make money off of, wonderful. I would love nothing more than that. However, it's not... I feel like if I looked at it that way, all the passion and love I've had for something I've done since... for the last 22 years... Not 22 years. 20 years. Why did I think I was 35? I'm tired! Time isn't real! It's a human construct! Help me! Oh, uh. Anyway, so if I could give advice to the planet, do more things you're passionate about. It doesn't matter if anyone sees it. It doesn't matter if, if it earns you anything or not. Be passionate. Search it out. Do it. I'm not gonna go full Shia LaBeouf because it is 1 o'clock in the morning and I do have neighbors. But, just sometimes you just really have to just say, you know what? Fine. I'll do this. And that's what writing is for me. It allows me to articulate my thoughts in a way that I could never express here. It also allows me to be me in a world where I feel like I've mostly lost my place. So, yeah, it's important to me. Like my main passions in life are um gaming and writing. And I say gaming is my passion because I could post a picture of it at some point, but I have a bookshelf um in my apartment that has hundreds upon hundreds of games on it. I'm starting to now get rid of them because I understand the folly of being a um game collector, especially these days, but it's like I'm still a very like I still have a passion for it. Like there are plenty of games I want to pick up and play, and if I if anyone's interested, I would like to share my love with that and record more games, but one step at a time. I don't want to try to suddenly start flooding my channel with content first off. And I also don't want to end up with this problem of spending every day when I have 14 subscribers recording constant videos. Especially considering I'm not really editing them yet. This is all just raw footage and audio. But I would like to actually do more. I just don't know what it is. And I've already mentioned that before, too. My friends do tell me all the time. They're like, you repeat yourself a lot. Yes, because my brain will say something and then immediately forget that I said it. Words are hard, folks. Words are hard. You know what? How long will this take? Ugh, longer than I'd like. I will say I'm gonna try not to do what I did with my last recording and end up having it go for 90 minutes. Like, I've noticed since I've started this series, it's gone from 1 hour. It's slowly been increasing with time, and this latest episode being an hour and a half, no, 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 no. I'm gonna start putting like a timer somewhere. But like, your hour's up, dude. Stop, stop, stop while you're ahead. uh, I say that because I just pulled up OBS and I'm seeing that I'm at 58 minutes of this recording, so I'm just like, well. Yeah, okay. Oh no. I was about to say it's been decided that I'll get to level 90, 19 before I stop, but that's been decided already. Never mind. Sorry, that was my fingers. I forgot I was recording. Why why am I on channel 1? No wonder I've been seeing folks. How did that happen? What? That's better. uh, Note to self: don't do this when you're tired. Don't do this when you're tired or have just taken your meds for the night. Oh my gosh. I thought maybe if I just decided to just power through it since it was only an hour, I could avoid this problem, but nope. And since I have leveled up on this guy, I'm going to have to upload this no matter what form it takes. So the delirium's gonna kick in, and everybody's gonna be like, "What?" Or anybody that watches is gonna be like, "What happened to him?" It's like, energy levels dropping off a cliff is what has happened to me. Oh man. That's all the money I just made just to buy 99 more hot dogs. I hate it here. A newbie's life for me. Anyway, yep. Alright. Hour's up. So, I'm just going to go ahead and do an outro and leave. Because I'm probably about to immediately get off of here and crash into bed. Anyway, so this is episode 4. I think 4. Maybe. I don't know. It probably is. This is episode 4 concluded. Got a lot of work done. Almost 2 levels out of it. I just happened to run out of food before I got it done. Yeah, that's done. I'll try to, I guess, record another video in 3 days. Maybe. But we'll see. Other than that, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Again, I can't stress this enough. You know, I appreciate anyone taking the time out of their day to listen to me ramble for an hour. You know, people who have liked the previous videos and subscribed, it does mean the world to me. And I don't ever want to forget, even when I was streaming, I was like this. I don't ever want to forget that there are people that will genuinely, it is not obligatory. It is not mandatory. Like, people think enough about me and the things that I do to actually want to see more of it, and I appreciate that. It's incredible. And I'm going to keep recording this series. I don't know if it'll change. I don't know what'll happen after I hit 60 and do all my quests. Don't know. Couldn't tell you. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I will see you all again next time. Bye.